Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? This is Jamiel of Cal-Pin Creations here with another video to help you start podcasting. If you're a small business or a small brand, that's what I'm here to do, help you to get podcasting. If you're creating a podcast or doing any audio content creation, what's something that's very, very, very important that you do is that you have to protect your voice. If you're creating content and people require, that content requires people to hear you, you need to make sure that you're protecting your tool. So as a voiceover artist, and I've done a lot of other creative stuff when it comes to audio, I know it's super important that you protect your voice. It's super important that you take care of that. And I wanted to share 4 simple tips to help you to do that, because you want to protect your tool so that you can continue to serve your people. First one, water. Drink lots and lots and lots of water. And you want to be sure that you're drinking warm or room temperature water, because cold water, which a lot of people try to do because it can be very satisfying, especially if it's hot or anything like that. Just a nice cold glass of water. It could be, just quench your thirst. But the thing is, that cold water can actually impact your vocal cords and start to constrict them. Just like if you're cold, you start to, get close together. Your body reacts the same way. So if you are drinking glasses and glasses of cold water, or even just chewing on ice and stuff like that, that can start to make the muscles in your voice box and your vocal cords and all that stuff in your vocal tool start to constrict, which makes it more difficult for you to continue to speak. You don't want to do that. You want your muscles, your vocal cords, everything that's going on here with your delivery and you speaking to be as loose and as limber and as relaxed as possible. So you definitely drink warm water. It doesn't have to be super hot or anything like that, but definitely not cold water. You want it to be room temperature or warm water so that it can continue to keep everything in your vocal tool, in your vocal kit here, your voice, your vocal cords and all that stuff. You wanted to keep it loose and moisturized and limber to be able to be used for a long period of time or consistently. The other thing is drink warm tea. There are lots of different teas out there for people who sing or speak often, so definitely check that out. There's one tea that my wife and I often use together is called Throat Coat, and you can just look for that Throat Coat tea, and it helps to lubricate your vocal tool. That's just what I'm calling your vocal box and all this stuff that goes on, because there's a lot of elements here. But Throat Coat tea is an herbal tea. It helps lubricate everything that's going on in your vocal tool, and it helps that with I just mentioned about drinking a lot of water for it to for your vocal tool to remain limber and relaxed and stuff like that. And especially after a long day of talking all day, if you're doing interviews, you're recording a lot of content, you want to make sure that you rest and help recuperate and reset your vocal cords, your vocal tool. So definitely drink warm tea. Stick with herbal tea. Avoid all caffeinated stuff. Coffee, green tea, black tea, all that stuff. Because caffeine, similar to cold water, will start to constrict and have dry you out. Actually, it'll actually dry you out so that your vocal tool won't be as limber and loose as it needs to be. You can put honey in your tea, but try to avoid sugar, just like white sugar and things like that, because just like caffeine, sugar will dry you out and make it very difficult for you to speak and talk. Next thing I would suggest is vocal exercises. There are plenty of these that you can find on YouTube. Just look up vocal warm-ups, vocal exercises, and make sure to do a couple of those a day before you start recording your content, and even afterwards, later on in the day, depending on when you start, so that you can always keep your vocal tool in a good peak position. And the more you do them, that doesn't mean you stop doing them. You don't stop doing the vocal exercise, but the more you do it, you will notice the difference of how relaxed your voice feels and how powerful you can even communicate. You might even sound like I'm speaking better, or I'm speaking more confidently. It's because you're honing and training your vocal tool to be used in a more effective manner. And the next thing that I would suggest is always take breaks. So yes, you may have a lot of clients lined up, or you may have a lot of episodes lined up, interviews and things like that for your podcast, or a lot of ideas that you're trying to get out. Well, make sure that you take breaks. Take breaks, because you do not want to overwork your vocal tool. If this is something that you want to continue to do for a long period of time, do not wear out your tool. Every tool needs to be sharpened, and everything, even physical things like computers, need to be reset. Cameras need to be charged. Even your vocal tool itself, and you as a content creator, you need to be reset too. You need to rest. You need to recuperate. You need to be in a good position so that you can continue to serve your audience and serve those you're trying to impact. So make sure that you take time to rest. Rest your vocal cords. Take breaks. Don't try to do things back to back to back to back for a long period of time, especially if you do not have to. I can understand it if you're doing batch recording, maybe one day a week or maybe once a month. I get that, but definitely don't try to do long sprints for a long period of time of content creation, because you will burn yourself out and you don't want to do that. It is very possible to mess up your vocal tool. You can get nodules on your vocal cords. You can dry yourself out. You can rip things, break things. You don't want to do that. So make sure that you take breaks. So drink water, tea, do vocal exercises, and make sure you have breaks. And again, if you're looking for more helpful stuff in regards to creating podcasts and creating your content, check out this video where I talk about 5 steps to recording a great podcast. Thank you all for watching. And remember, time and cost does not have to stop you from starting your own podcast. So get started. Peace.